This is in keeping with some of the recommendations that came forward from the Ombudsman in discussing the need that these duties be carried out in an independent manner, and that's what this particular motion is designed to do. It clarifies that the Ombudsman is to function in an independent manner.
Very good. Any speakers to this, Mr. Hartman?
I guess I say it in kind of a negative way, but it seems to me from the government side saying it doesn't make it so, and having an amendment that says that we're changing nothing about how it's done, but the Ombudsman says we should have an independent Ombudsman or investigator, to just put that in and say they should be independent, unless giving some direction of what independent means. I don't know how anyone would take comfort from this being sure that it's going to be independent. If there isn't, if it still allows that independent person that's doing it now independently to be an employee of council, I just don't know how the public would see that as independence.
I really would like to think that most citizens aren't stupid enough to accept an integrity commissioner that a municipality itself decides to hire. I mean, there are 440 municipalities in Ontario. Some of them have to be corrupt. And you're going to somehow say, well, we're going to deal with this corruption by hiring our own integrity commissioner? What?
And of course, because of the whole nature of the bill, there will be no avenue for the public to be involved in whether it's independent or not. Because the very fact that the individual is appointed prohibits that person from going to the Ontario Ombudsman to ask for an independent review. So again, just saying that to me just doesn't cut it. There needs to be more direction as to how independent they must be, that they must be appointed separately from council, that it can't be, as was suggested on a very negative note by the Ombudsman, it can't be just hiring a lawyer who's, no disrespect to the lawyers, who is in fact obligated to work for the people who hire them. So obviously an independent investigation by a lawyer hired is not going to suffice for the public.
And here's something else. If these people had done a minimum amount of homework as far as checking the code of conduct and complaints system that they had passed in April 2008, if they had looked into that and sort of examined what's been happening since that one was implemented, they'd realize how important it is to get substantial complaints away from municipalities and into the provincial realm.
There are a variety of interpretations to the wording in this motion that could provide some degree of difficulty for municipalities down the road, and we'd rather not complicate that. We have confidence that municipalities will. In fact, when we had AMO before us during the hearings, Mr. Raycraft made it very, very clear municipalities are not going to appoint somebody as an ombudsman who's not independent and would not get an employee of the company or of the corporation or the city or town or village or region to do that. But there are issues in terms of definitions of employee that I think we'd rather not get into.
Mr. Hartman?
Chairman, and I recognize that the president of AMO, on behalf of all the member municipalities of AMO, was making a presentation that and suggested that he would never, nor would any municipality, do anything that would be contrary to the best interest of the people who were being impacted by their decisions.
And then the other thing about this report, it doesn't deal with prior problems, and any complaint you're only allowed 6 months. Most people don't know how badly they've been screwed over for years. It took me about 2 years to figure out about freedom of information.
At the same time, I think if you're going to have a third-party review for decisions that they make, I think the public would expect that third-party review to be an impartial third party. I think if we don't do something like this, we're going to have the old adage about you can't fight City Hall is going to be true, because the judge is going to be somebody at City Hall, and I don't think that that's an appropriate way. So I think this is one that should be passed, and I do request a recorded vote on it, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Most people don't have the resources that I have here, or the time that it's taken me to really understand why you can't have an integrity commissioner. Ontarians need the Ontario Ombudsman looking into municipalities, full investigative powers, and it's not just Mississauga. This is for all Ontario municipalities. They need help. You need something else, because everything else is just pretense, absolute pretense.